Hi everyone. As many of you know, I am not only a YouTuber, but also a virtual personal stylist via the app Indyx. I style clients every week. I've been doing it for over a year now. And this week, I just thought it would be fun to take you along with me behind the scenes and show you how I style a lookbook for a real client. All the info I have about the client, my whole thought process behind the outfits, and just how it all comes together to style 10 new outfits for one client's specific tastes and lifestyle needs, all using clothes they already own. And this client has also incredibly graciously sent me some photos and footage of her trying on all the outfits, so you can actually see what they look like on at the end of the video for the grand reveal. I'm so excited. Okay, let's just get into it. So let's begin by meeting our client. This lookbook was styled for Gabriella C. She gave me her permission to show you everything here, so everyone say thank you, Gabriella. And I have a few different chunks of information about my clients that I reference to make their lookbooks. We've got their general style info, their closet, their saved outfits, and the questionnaire they fill out specifically for the lookbook. First, we can look at the style info section. This gives me a lot of information about her style and lifestyle in general. We have the 3 keywords she uses to describe her style: whimsical, joyful, and casual. Very up my alley. You see why I thought this would be a good one to share. We can also see her style results from the little style quiz in the app. This quiz I think is helpful if you have no idea where to start describing your style, but if clients give me a lot of other information, I usually don't pay too much attention to these just because they're not descriptors the client actually chooses for themselves, but they can be another helpful hint to what they're into. Then there's a bunch of other questions that tell me a bit more about a client's challenges in their wardrobe, their lifestyle, their climate, and other preferences in regards to styling. There's a lot of useful info in here. I don't feel the need to go through every single one out loud, but you can see them all. A lot of clients tend to say the same things for a lot of these questions, so I take them all into account, but the main information I find most helpful for each separate specific client is their climate and their lifestyle. So in this case, Gabriella works from home and in office, and she spends a lot of time out doing activities with friends, so she needs outfits that can transition between all of those things. She also describes her Seattle weather. Seems like fall is pretty cool and rainy. I also do usually Google the weather in my clients' cities to get an even more precise sense of exactly what they're dealing with. Next, we can look through her closet. This is obviously the pieces I'll be working with, and they definitely give me a sense of what she likes. And then I can also look through all the previous outfits she has saved, which tells me even more about her style and the way she actually likes to combine things together. And it can also tell me maybe some of what a client might be struggling with or not getting wear out of in their closet. So it can give me hints to how they like things and how I can mix things up for them as well. Then finally, we have the questionnaire she filled out specifically for this lookbook, and all the lookbook clients fill out the same questionnaire. First question: what is your main goal with this lookbook? People actually usually tend to give the same answer for this, which is just that they're looking for a general refresh, a fresh set of eyes on their wardrobe. But Gabriella came to me with a more specific challenge she wanted help with, which was specifically making more full outfits using tops and bottoms and combining different pieces together, rather than just one-piece outfits, like just a dress, which she tends to default to more. This is great for me because this is what I normally try to do in all my lookbooks anyway. And a lot of my style involves layering combinations of different pieces. So I was excited to focus in on that even more here. She also wanted her outfits for the upcoming season. This lookbook was finished and delivered right at the start of October. So when people say upcoming season, I usually look to like the next 2 months out from when I'm making the lookbook. So with these outfits, I was aiming to suit October and November weather in Seattle. Next, how does she want to feel in these outfits? She said colorful and fun and like an artsy mom/grandma, which I love. That really speaks to me. She also gave me 5 pieces in her wardrobe she'd like me to include. I love when people do this because A, it's nice to know what people need help with and to actually be able to help them with that, but also B, it's just a fun challenge for me. It gives me a great jumping off point. I mean, it is also totally fine and still fun when people don't give me any pieces they want included, but I just love a challenge. I love following rules, apparently. I'm free to use her whole wardrobe. She's open to recommendations. We have the 3 words again. Some of this key info is repeated from the style info and the questionnaire. Then there's a place to submit a Pinterest inspo board, which I would say most clients do, maybe like 85%, but Gabriella actually didn't, which is also totally fine. And I think this will serve as a great example of how I go about a lookbook when I don't have that inspo board to reference. I'll do more taking inspiration from just her clothes, the outfits she's already made, and from my own brain. Finally, she also said no pressure to use her requested pieces. Great to know, but again, I love a challenge, so I did use them all. And that's everything. Pretty decent amount of information we're working with here. Normally, with each client, I look through all of that information that I just relayed to you and then make myself like a little notes document where I sort of corral all the most important information in one place, and then I have that open to reference while I'm putting together the outfits. So now that we have all the info we need, let's put together the outfits. outfits. And for this section, I will be showing you screen recordings of me putting together the outfits when I was actually making the lookbook. And now present today me is going to summarize and explain my thought process behind each one. For the first outfit, I started with this green skirt she requested. I also looked to see if she added any other information about it, and I do that with pretty much any piece I consider including. And we can also see here how she's already styled it before, which is useful, so I don't do any repeats. Then on top, I had seen that she had this colorful vest that I thought would be really cool with this, so I was looking for a top that would match well with it. And I'm sure plenty of different tops would work, but I just went neutral since the vest and skirt are already so vibrant. Then once I had the vest, I thought this whole outfit with the little like tie neck blouse might be a little too folksy for Gabriella's style, so I switched to a long sleeve t-shirt for a slightly more casual feel. Then for shoes, both of these options felt quite whimsical and cute to me, but I think the darker Mary Janes just look better with the more saturated colors. And I checked her accessories, but none of them were really calling to me with this outfit, so I just finished it off with some jewelry. And since the outfit is so vibrant and colorful already, I just went with neutral metallics for like a slightly artsy feel without overwhelming the outfit. For the next outfit, I had seen these pants earlier and thought they were so cool, so they were my base starting point for this one. And I saw that she had mostly styled them with warmer tones, but I love an orange or brown plus blue complementary color combo, so I thought that would be a great new option for her. And I love how this blue sweater tee also adds interest in the knit texture. Then for shoes, I went with the lighter whimsical Mary Janes to bring some of that lightness from the top into the bottom half of the outfit. Then I wasn't totally sure how to finish the outfit. I was looking at different categories, but nothing was jumping out to me. Eventually, I did settle on these blue flower earrings, very whimsical and keeps the color scheme going. I also added a neutral necklace, and I wasn't sure this was totally finished, but I decided to move on for now. Sometimes I do this. I do most of an outfit and then I come back and tweak it later. Okay, for the next outfit, I started with this adorable seashell jacket she requested I include. And y'all, I didn't even realize how many different options I tried with this until I looked back at this screen recorded footage. I really struggled with this one, apparently. I think I really just wanted to do something different from what she had already done with it. And I also wanted to make it a little more vibrant and colorful because that is more her style, but the jacket is more pastel, so it still had to work with that. Honestly, probably more than half the time I spend on lookbooks is just me like looking through lots of different options and being like, maybe this, no, maybe this, no, trying to find whatever I think is like the best option, which is kind of silly because there's really not one best way to style anything, but I can't help but be a little perfectionistic. Finally, I settled on using this dress because the pink coordinates with the jacket, but it's also a little more vibrant, which makes the whole color palette of the outfit read more vibrant and colorful. And of course, she mentioned that she wore dresses a lot in like one-piece outfits, so I was focused on tops and bottoms, but I thought using a dress in a multi-piece outfit could also give her more options for more fleshed out outfits with dresses. Anyway, because this look feels a little more cutesy and feminine, I added a more playful casual accent with sneakers for shoes. I also considered a baseball cap, but I thought that might be a little too much. And then I added some colorful earrings to give the outfit a more colorful, joyful energy. Next, I wanted to lean into the more casual side of Gabriella's style. So I started with this bird baseball cap. And again, I looked through so many options, many of them pretty good. Gabriella, if you're watching, I hope these combos give you even more inspo to try because I think there are some good possibilities in here. But you can see, I was really drawn to the light blue with this. I think because there's also a hint of light blue in the hat. So I eventually settled on this skirt, which was sort of a fun, whimsical juxtaposition with the hat. And then on top, I thought this bright red crewneck sweatshirt was just so fun and vibrant and also sort of bridged the more fashion feel of the skirt with the more casual sportswear feel of the hat. The collared button up underneath also, again, bridges that crewneck sweatshirt back in with the more styled feel of the skirt. So I feel like they all work together. By the way, I'm not using bags here because she didn't have any bags cataloged, and I didn't suggest any because if she didn't have any here, she probably just doesn't really use bags in her outfits. Maybe she just has one for utility or something, but they just don't seem to be a part of her style. So no need to use them. We can make full outfits without bags. You also saw that she was open to suggestions, but nothing really came to mind for me. I think this is like such a great, well-rounded wardrobe. So I didn't end up giving any suggestions because I think her wardrobe's already great. And I do that, I don't know, somewhat frequently with clients. If they say like they're open to a couple suggestions, but I just don't really think of any, no point suggesting things to buy just for the sake of it, you know? And when people really are missing things that I think would bring a lot of versatility and a lot more utility to their wardrobe, I will of course happily recommend them. Okay, next I was excited to style the yellow pants she requested. I thought the colors of this cardigan looked quite harmonious with them. and I love that that adds a pattern to the look right away. Then underneath, I love a little graphic tee. That keeps it nice and casual and comfy, and I think any of these options would work great, honestly, but I ended up picking this one. And then just to switch it up a bit with the shoes, I went with these black mule clogs, which I think bring a good sort of artsy mom/grandma energy to the outfit. Then I just added in 2 different fun whimsical earring options. The t-shirt graphic has red and orange in it, so I think red or orange earrings would be a great accent. A lot of the outfits so far have been a mix of more fun colors and more muted neutral tones, but since she said she wanted to feel colorful and fun, I figured we should throw a super colorful saturated look in here next. So for this look, I was immediately drawn to pair this super bright bold orange skirt with this bright bold rainbowy floral top. Then for shoes, I think light neutrals really make colors pop more than dark neutrals, so I went with the light Mary Janes, very whimsical. And then I also thought if she needed another layer on top, a white button down worn open as a overshirt layer, similar to the light shoes, lets the colors pop without like disrupting this bright, vibrant color palette we already have. Then I added the orange earrings again to go with the orange in the skirt and the top, and I figured if this isn't a time to use this rainbow necklace, I don't know what is. So I had to add that too. I started this next look with this blue cardigan that she requested I use, and I don't know, man, I just love that blue and brown complementary color combo. So I went with the brown skirt and the brown Mary Janes again. I wanted a more colorful accent since this outfit is a little more muted, so I added that rainbowy necklace again, but then I also added brown earrings to match the brown in the rest of the outfit. Then I was just looking through different options for a shirt. We could do another warm tone. We could do blue to match the cardigan. We could go brown. Again, I really think any of these options could work, but I just thought this little cowboy was very fun and cute and whimsical, so I went with that. Oh, and then I decided I was ready to return to this outfit because I realized she had a light blue jacket that would go well with this, so I added that for a warmer layer to finish off the look. Okay, for the next outfit, I had been doing a lot of skirts, so I wanted to do pants. I was looking at a few different options here, and then I also realized I had been using a lot of t-shirts and more casual tops, so I wanted to use a blouse in this outfit, and I thought this solid one would make a good base paired with these gingham pants. I pondered adding the vest again for a moment. I think this would also be super cute, but then I saw these very dainty feminine earrings, and I thought this would be so cute with the dainty ruffles on the shirt and the pants, but that felt like a different direction from the vest, so I ditched that since we already used it. Then, just for a little variation, I added these black sort of Mary Jane clog sandals. This feels like an outfit for a slightly warmer fall day, so I hope they would work. And then this locket really goes with the sort of vintagey whimsy of it all. The only thing about this outfit is it definitely felt a little too neutral for Gabriella, and I wanted to add some color somewhere. So I thought this yellow headband was a cute pop, some color as like an accent, and then this cardigan had some cute floral designs on the sleeves. So I thought that was a decent option for now. Next, I wanted to style the last requested piece she had, this long flowy white skirt. And this is another piece I struggled with because there are so many ways you can go with it. I, again, had trouble choosing one and making like the best outfit. I had this whole look that I think was actually very cute, but I don't know, it just felt unfinished to me, or maybe not quite Gabriella's style. And then I tried this combo, which was also cute, but I think I was concerned the 2 top pieces wouldn't lay well together in real life. Again, I hope these can also serve as more outfit inspo for Gabriella or for any of you watching. But then, finally, it occurred to me to use one of her pastel crew necks, which makes the white skirt more casual, makes the whole outfit extra comfy, which I know is a priority for her, and also creates a really fun, playful juxtaposition. Then I added this blue mock neck top underneath for a little subtle layering detail. I put in some different shoe options, and added some jewelry to make the outfit feel more styled and complete. This next outfit is sort of a chaotic road. It was outfit number 10. I was looking at different pants, looking at different tops, trying different combos. None of them were really speaking to me until I remembered this beautiful wisteria cardigan she had, which I had been wanting to style, and which I thought went perfectly with this pants and top combo. It feels very color coordinated and very whimsical artsy grandma. We love. Then I added these brown shoes for a whimsical yet grounding element, and these brown tassel earrings to tie in the brown more. I also thought these other pants could work well here. I was looking at them because I had already used the yellow pants and I thought maybe I should switch it up. But then I also thought the yellow pants were something she requested help with, so maybe she could use multiple ways of styling them. Then I just looked back at all my outfits to make any final adjustments. I added a cardigan as an alternative layering option for this outfit because that felt like more cozy grandma vibes. I thought this outfit was still just too neutral, so I swapped the cardigan for a purple jacket, which also complements the yellow headband. I decided to add an optional hat to the last outfit just as a more casual touch. And then I thought there was too much purple going on in the end here, so I swapped out the purple crew neck for a greenish one. And then I also swapped out the jewelry and the shoes to make the whole outfit feel a little more vibrant. Although I did swap the shoes again later for sneakers. Then finally, I threw in 2 bonus outfits just as a thank you for her participation in this video. This was also kind of fun because since they were bonuses, they were sort of lower stakes and I didn't feel the need to think as hard about them. But I still really like these ones too. This first one, I just thought this top and the skirt would look cute together. They seem stylistically coordinated. The color of the skirt also appears in the top. Great combo. Then I used more structured shoes and modern earrings to balance out that more traditionally feminine feel of the clothes to make it a little more playful. Then for the next one, I thought it would be fun to throw in a shorter skirt option in case she has some warmer weather. This fun graphic tee matched the black and white in the skirt, but also added a little bit of color through the graphic. And then for outerwear, this red leather jacket or this blue short sleeve cardigan both coordinate with colors in the t-shirt. So I thought she could pick between them depending on the weather or the vibe that she's going for. Then the black loafers match the black in the skirt, and the red earrings are a fun whimsical touch that matches the red jacket, and even if she chooses the blue cardigan, they match the red in the shirt, so it's still coordinated either way. And with that, we're done. All the outfits completed. As you could tell, this process was very sped up, and a lot of me just scrolling through and looking at different options in her wardrobe was also cut out, because if I did it in real time, we'd be here for 3 hours. But I hope this was a solid summary overview that kind of gave you a sense of how I go about this. After I make all the outfits, I also then go through and write notes to go with each outfit, explaining my thought process behind each one. Kind of like what I did throughout this video, but more coherent and cohesive. Less about the process to get to the outfit and more about how the final result all works together. And those are delivered to the client along with the outfits and a little introduction / summary statement. So after one more once over for some final tweaks, we have the finished outfits. And now I get to show them to you in flat lay and modeled on my gorgeous and fabulous client who generously sent me photos and videos of each outfit. Are you ready? I'm so excited to show you. She really brings the outfits to life, I think. All right, here they are. Gabriella also gave me a little feedback note on each outfit, which was so kind and appreciated. It feels a little showy to share them because they are so overwhelmingly positive and sweet, but I just thought you all would appreciate hearing what she actually thought about the outfits in her own words, so I have added them here. And there are also some valuable corrections in the notes. Like, for example, I misinterpreted the color of these earrings. I read them as brown, but in real life they're yellow. So she said they might not quite work the same way in the outfit, which is totally fine to swap out. The little color labeling thing is also quite useful for that. I think maybe these didn't have a color assigned to them. But even when I have all the info, sometimes things just don't look quite the same in real life. And so I always want clients to feel comfortable switching things out, accommodating to their preferences and their tastes when they try things on in person. And there you go. I hope this was interesting and informative and fun to see. Maybe it even gave you some fall outfit inspo as well. I loved putting this lookbook together and low-key found myself getting inspo from these for my own fall outfits as well. Thank you again so much to Gabriella for being in this video and sending me outfit footage and feedback. Truly, I better see you all singing her praises in the comments. And if you are interested in booking the same service with me for yourself, it is linked in the description. You can also just look me up in the Indyx app on your phone, search in the Stylist, type in Beep World. I'll be there. I would love to have you. And if you have any more questions about my lookbooks, feel free to drop them in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. And I heard if you do leave a comment, watch another video, and subscribe,